The year was 1893, 11th day of September. A monk in saffron was representing Hinduism in the Parliament of Religions held in Chicago. It was on this day he delivered his first speech in Chicago. We all know and are very proud of the response he got after his opening 5 words, "Sisters and Brothers of America." But that's not all that he said that day. There were many important points which he put forward. Those were relevant back then and are relevant even today and will remain relevant eternally. Let's take one such point. I am proud to belong to a religion which has taught the world both tolerance and universal acceptance. We believe not only in universal toleration, but we accept all religions as true. We are going through religious turmoil in the country, and communal violence has come to the forefront. While we remember Sisters and Brothers of America, we tend to forget what followed next. We need to keep in mind the universal toleration and universal acceptance taught to us by Swamiji. And these teachings are not just confined to a religion. His teachings are universal. His teachings are for everyone to follow at every step. Let's take another point he mentioned in his opening day speech. I am proud to belong to a nation which has sheltered the persecuted and the refugees of all religions and all nations of the earth. I am proud to tell you that we have gathered in our bosom the purest remnant of the Israelites who came to southern India and took refuge with us in the very year in which their holy temple was shattered to pieces by Roman tyranny. I am proud to belong to the religion which has sheltered and is still fostering the remnant of the grand Zoroastrian nation. This is a reflection of the acceptance India always followed. A new legislation accepting a few religiously persecuted people and not others is clearly not the India Swamiji had in his dreams. Yes, there are political angles to this. Some might argue that when a large number of natives lack 3-time meal, why the need to accept others? But as is reflective, India has sheltered the persecuted and the refugees of all religions and all nations of the earth. It is very important that we focus on the speech as a whole, and not just a part of it. While I am proud to belong to a nation which has sheltered the persecuted and the refugees is important to keep in mind, it is also very important that we focus on the end part of the line, of all religions and all nations of the earth. This is what India is. This is not the only day he spoke in the Parliament of Religion. He gave the speech, "Why We Disagree," on September 15th. Paper on Hinduism was read on the 19th of September. On the 20th, he gave a speech on religion, not the crying need of India. On the 26th, he gave a speech on Buddhism, the fulfillment of Hinduism, and on the 27th, he delivered address at the final session. Let's take a look at a few points of the speech religion, not the crying need of India. You erect churches all through India, but the crying evil in the East is not religion. They have religion enough, but it is bread that the suffering millions of burning India cry out for with parched throats. Well, Christianity was expanding its hold in India during that time, and the mention of churches was thus a relevant matter back then. But if we consider the church to be a metaphor for all the religious places, this can very well be relevant in present times. Churches do not necessarily mean just churches here. They metaphorically can represent all the religious places, irrespective of their religion. He mentions very clearly, they have religion enough. Let's take a look at another statement. They ask us for bread, but we give them stones. It is an insult to a starving people to offer them religion. It is an insult to a starving man to teach him metaphysics. These statements are eternal. They hold true in all eras. They hold true irrespective of all religions. Yes, he said this with respect to Christianity at that point in time, because Christian missionaries were building churches and trying to expand. But these are relevant even today and should be applied to all religions. I would like to end here with the hope of carrying forward Swamiji's teachings in every phase of life. NB. This is not a political commentary. It is completely based on what I have perceived from the very few things I have read and I have felt in recent times.